What's up, everybody? My name is Nick. I am joined again by my co-host Matt, and welcome to For Better or Worse, episode 6. Matt, exciting stuff. Been a little while. We got a lot to talk about. Welcome back. A little break, hiatus, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But let's get right into it. Yeah. But we got MLB, NBA, even some NHL, and of course our two-legger to go over today. So a lot to talk about. I think we should get right into it. NBA recap. First up on the slate, Bucks versus Celtics. Thanks for losing me money. I appreciate it. I wasn't gonna bet the Bucks +4. Oh yeah, no one can stop Giannis. Well, they stopped him in the first half. All good. They did come back to an extent, but yeah, it was never really competitive at the same time. But yeah, live bet that 15. I got it. It was super juiced, but just to think Giannis he had 5 at halftime. His live bet was 15.5 at the half. To think he wasn't going to at least get like 15 shots off in the second half, you'd be stupid. I mean, they were going to go right to him, and he scored 6 right out of the gate. It was never a doubt. He ended with like 28 or something like that. Honestly, don't know. But yeah, that was never a doubt. So I made my money back on the money you lost me. So no worries.
It's okay. I made my money back on the money I lost myself when I saw you tweet that. So I guess it's a wash. But, I mean, that series is pretty interesting. 2 blowout games in a sense. No Marcus Smart. It seemed like Grant Williams kind of just filled the gap and was better offensively than Marcus Smart was. If you watched, I mean, the Celtics were also 20 for 43 from the 3-point line. That is absurd. That's basically 50% from deep. And the Bucks were 3 for 18 from deep. So if you make 17 more threes than the other team, you're probably going to win the game, and it's not going to be close. I don't think that they can do that again. But, I mean, the Celtics are a great team. They could definitely shoot the 3, and they have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who can get hot at any time. This is a fun series. I think it had to be 1-1 going back to Milwaukee or going to Milwaukee because it was 2-0. It was kind of over. I think the series is fantastic. I'm excited to see how the Bucks make adjustments, kind of like the Celtics made adjustments. This is my favorite series, I think, to watch out of what's left. What do you think?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, the 2 very talented teams overall. I mean, they went 13 for 20 at halftime from 3. That was a real surprise as well. I mean, that's unsustainable overall, but I mean, you would think, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to be a team that shoots over 50% from 3 and they're taking high volume, especially, and you saw it in the first half, along with shutting down your main guy. So it should be exciting. I still like the Celtics' chances overall. Very deep team. And, obviously they showed it even without Marcus Smart there. But getting right into the game 2, the next game, Warriors versus the Grizzlies. Amazing game. I thought it was fantastic, as was the last game. Ja Morant, he's pretty good at that basketball thing. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I think he had he scored
47.
47.
47. Yeah.
47.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah. And yet I took his RA like a dummy and got screwed over at the end. But no worries. Look at me. You dunked the ball on your home. You don't sportsmanship. Fuck that shit. You dunk the ball and to send the home crowd with a nice little feeling at the end.
For those who want to know what Nick's talking about, is Nick got hooked on his RA, and I think I don't know who's going to dunk it. I don't know who was there.
I don't want to know. I'll be mad at it.
But someone could have easily dunked at the end, and Ja would have got the assist, and he decided not to do it, which ruined.
Just dribble past the basket.
Yeah. It's called sportsmanship, Nick.
No, it's not. You fucking jam that shit. You just slam it down. You slam it down as hard as possible. And the crowd goes wild.
Playoffs to eat up the series, I think it's warranted. If it's like you're up 3-0 or whatever, maybe relax. I wouldn't have hated it. So both games last night, one was good, one was basically terrible to watch. That seems to be kind of what we're seeing across the board here. You have, I guess we didn't really talk about the Suns and Mavs, so we'll bring that up real quick, and we'll talk about them today as well. But the Suns, I thought, were never scared of the Mavericks coming back. It was somewhat close, of like 9 maybe in the second half, but they won very convincingly. I don't really see a way the Mavericks win this game, even win the series, even with Luka scoring 40. As you saw, he scored 40 and they still got smacked. So I don't know where you lean in that series, but that's where I'm at.
I mean, I had Suns going all the way to the Western Conference, so finals. So yeah, I mean, I still see it being that way. I mean, the fact that the Mavs kind of, gave me some optimism in the first round. Oh my God, this is a weekly thing. Alarm.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, the Mavs look really good in the first round. It kind of surprised me but Utah was, they're just kind of a trap team. They were just like dysfunctional. Obviously, they want Mitchell and Gobert want nothing to do with each other, but that's a whole nother story. So, but I still see it as far as the Suns, very deep team. Booker's back, and that was my main question: is how long he was going to be out. And the fact that he's back, it's unless Luka can continue to just carry the entire workload, maybe get some Jalen Brunson. We'll talk about him, and Spencer Dinwiddie. But like, there's not. I mean, you got some 3-point shooters as well, but I just like the Suns overall. I mean, yeah. And then obviously, I think we didn't talk about the 76ers and the Heat as well. Obviously, no Embiid. I mean, that's a huge blow. Don't even have to explain that. Heat are super deep. The Heat blew them out, and I kind of Embiid better be back soon, because that's Tobias Harris ain't gonna carry the load.
Yeah. So long. James Harden has to respond. If he doesn't respond,
oh God,
it's over. It's over.
He's looked
which
so
is unfortunate
bad
for the Sixers.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
It is. So after the first round, is there anything in your NBA Finals matchup changed on your end? Predictions, the first episode.
Yeah, I had Bucks versus Suns. I thought the Suns, when Devin Booker was hobbled, that they may not have made it out. I do think that a team like the Warriors or the Grizzlies, whoever makes it out, may be able to beat them, but I'm still going to stick with my prediction of Bucks over Suns. Again, my NBA Finals is the Bucks Celtics series, because I think whoever wins that series is going to win the finals, like I said before. So, I'm already in game 3 of the NBA Finals while you guys are still in like the second round. So I'm having more fun than you guys are. But nothing really changed for me. Even with the Chris Middleton news, obviously if the Celtics beat the Bucks, it's going to change. But as of now, same old, same old. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same. I had the Celtics versus Suns. I would say, if anything, the Suns Warriors, if the Warriors come out, if they do come out, that would be my question. But I definitely think after last night, I'm pretty convinced in the Celtics overall. Being able to kind of change their matchup. I mean, change their game plan and adapt, and obviously dominate the entire game. But yeah, let's get right into the NBA slate for today. 76ers at Heat, game 2. Obviously, still no Embiid. Do you have any plays for this? Do you even want to watch the game? I mean, do you remember the line?
It's 8.5. I hate this. I hate this series because, again, the Heat are one of those teams where anyone can kind of go off.
Yeah.
The Sixers, I want to do like a Harden points so bad, because I know everyone's all over the under. He's not going to score, yada, yada, yada. If there's one game where he has to respond, this would have to be the game, I would think. But I also don't trust James Harden at all. So I'm probably just going to watch and just see what the hell happens here. How about you?
Yeah, I don't trust him at all anymore. I mean, he's like, I don't know. He's completely a different person.
Yeah.
He's not even like, he get into his his role as the facilitator, and he's still not like he's not even doing that.
But just like think about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, his points were at like 33 and a half, 34 and a half.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you were betting. Now it's at 23 and a half, and you're like, and there's no Embiid. You're like, if you told me 2 years from now, back then, that you'd have James Harden be the guy on a team, his point line was be 23 and a half in a playoff game, I would say put my mortgage on it. But I don't know what happened, if he's just going to too many strip clubs or not practicing. I don't know what his deal is, but
mental thing.
Yeah, something's got to change. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would look at it, I hit it last time, would be Gabe Vincent over 9.5 points. He got 10 points even, and he shot like shit. So if he's going to continue to shoot that volume, then yeah, I mean, that's something at 10 points I'll look at again. And that's like a Twitter play that I saw. A bunch of people were on it. My friends even texted me about it. He's like, "Hey, you taking this?" Like, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just to have some action on the game, that's what I'll take. Everything else, I'll pretty much stay away from. I haven't really dived into it because I'm focused on MLB. It's a moneymaker right now. So, yeah. That being said, we also have the Mavs at the Suns, game 2. Do the Mavs come back? I don't know.
No. I mean, Luka could have 75, and they're probably not going to win that game.
Okay. All right. Let's not be ridiculous.
I'm just saying. He had 40, and they lost by like 12. I mean, like, what do you want him to do?
Maybe if he had 52, 53, he would have won. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I won't say 75, but he has to have 50. I just don't think this Mavs team needs some help. I mean, if Mark Cuban wants to keep doing this Luka experiment, which, Luka's a stud, face of the league. Even Giannis needs a Chris Middleton, a Holiday, some Lopez.
Jalen Brunson.
But that's it. And you're not going to put Jalen Brunson in the top 50 NBA players, top 30 NBA players. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
And it's just, you got to get him some help, or it's just going to be such a waste. I mean, the kid's only 23. You got a ton more time, but you got to give him some help, man. He's gonna want to leave.
Yeah, no, I think they'll get him some help. It just takes a little bit of time. They got Spencer didn't
Yeah, they thought Kristaps was going to be the saving grace.
No,
Mark Cuban loves his white dudes.
He's got to market to the area. So, yeah, I mean, I'm as far as plays, I'm going back to Jalen Brunson shot like absolute dog shit and still got 13 points. Okay, his line went down to 18 and a half. Again, if I have to choose, I'm going to go back to him. I mean, I'm just going to go back. He's going to try to force it and get his shots up. And like I said, he had I think it was something absurd, like 3 points in the first half, shot 1 for 11. I tried to block it out of my memory. So correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think, they're going to try to force it to some other guys, and other guys are going to try to step up to help Luka. I mean, you got to, or else you're just going to.
I mean, if I'm the Suns, I'm just going to say, let's double this guy who dropped 40. It seems like we're going to win this game. If that happens.
Well, they can shoot the 3, so that can, as long as they're moving the ball and don't get trapped with double teams, I can bite them. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, let's focus on Luka and have everybody else try to beat us, But yeah. Speaking of superstars, let's do a little segment. I thought you had something lined up for us. Why don't you go through that?
Yeah, I did. Originally, it was going to be a 5-year plan where you could pick the next or the NBA guy. Say the whole league did a redraft or fantasy draft or regular draft. You had the number 1 overall pick with the pick of the litter, every NBA player that's currently playing, but the league only lasted 5 years. So you wanted to play the next 5 years. Whoever won the most championships in the next 5 years would win. So you're not going to pick LeBron, who's 75 years old, to play the next 5 years. You're not going to pick Steph either. All these guys are older, but I kind of changed it just to a playoff style.
We're just doing under 25,
under the age of 25, who's still in the playoffs to pick to lead your franchise. So you have Luka, John Morant, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, anyone else you could pick, but those are kind of the big four that if you picked someone else, I probably would just get mad at you in general. So you could start us off out of the pick of those four. Who are you picking in the draft?
It might be because I watched last night's game, but I'm going to take Ja Morant. If that man can learn how to consistently shoot, I mean, what can stop him? What can stop him? Especially the way
he is the youngest player of the list too.
Exactly. He's got time to develop. He's starting to hit his threes a little bit. You know, they're leaving him open. He's starting to drain them somewhat. Obviously, he's got the ability to go to the rim. But yeah, I mean, if he can learn to consistently shoot and be a threat on that, I mean, you wouldn't be able to stop him on offense. He can dish the ball. He's aggressive. He grabs boards. He obviously can get to the rim. Scored 47. I mean, he's a good scorer. Probably could be a little bit better on defense, obviously, but I'd rather in the NBA have someone like him, star power on offense. Will play defense, to be honest. So it is what it is. But yeah, if he could learn to shoot better, he can shoot. Let's be honest. But like if he can really work on that part of his game in the next year or so, I think. I mean, seriously, no one can stop him. As far as right now, I mean, obviously, he's really took some steps as becoming a better player overall. But yeah, I mean, he's still really young and only getting better with time. And yeah, I just got to work on that shooting a little bit more. And I think it's going to be a great player long term.
Yeah.
You had a little bit different. Go ahead.
I think out of everyone on that list, someone who's going to sell you the most tickets and really light up an arena, it's definitely Ja Morant. Definitely feel you on that one. I just talked about this guy getting some help. I'm going Luka Doncic. He has 6 career 40-point playoff games, and he's played in 17 of them. 17 playoff games. He's had 6 40-point games. That is a ridiculously high clip. He has more 40-point playoff games than Giannis, Larry Bird, Kawhi, Magic, Kyrie, Chris Paul. Obviously, he's not really a shooter, but he's tied with Steph Curry for most 40-point playoff games for 18th all time. He's 23 years old. He's going to make more playoffs. He's going to have more. He could be the best playoff scorer ever just because of how young he is and how much he's been dominating. That's what I'm looking for. Someone who can perform in the playoffs, someone who's super young. I almost chose Jason Tatum too. I think Devin Booker's my number 4 on this list. But Luka, Ja, Jason Tatum, I think you can kind of go with whoever you want. Mine's going to be Luka, just based off of what I've seen him do. I've seen him be clutch in the playoffs. He needs some help. But the dude's a stud, and I love his game. He can shoot. He can pass. He's a team leader. He does everything on the court that, I would want as my franchise player. So I'm going to go with Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely. I would say it's easy to kind of make these decisions based off the hot hand right now and being able to see him dominate, and things can change. But yeah, I couldn't, put up an argument against either of those teams long term. Players, excuse me, long term. But yeah, let's get in some NHL playoffs. It's finally here. Screw the regular season. This is when you actually focus and pay attention. It's kind of like baseball. There's just too many games. So
yeah.
But go ahead. I know you had some stuff.
I'm gonna speed run through this. Let me know if you guys want more NHL stuff, because most people just want basketball and baseball now that they're making money off of it.
People want the money.
True. All right, so I'm gonna run through it real quick. The Avalanche are the absolute real deal. I mean, there's no other way around it. They won the first period that we were on in chalkboard to win the first period, and they won 5-0 in the first period. It was never a doubt. For those of you guys who don't watch hockey, that does not happen. A team won't even end with 5 goals. Actually, only one team scored 5 goals yesterday, and it was the Avalanche, and they scored 5 in the first period to show you how dominant that was. The Predators, nowhere near going to be able to compete with the Avs. The Avs are the real deal. They're the favorites for a reason. They're just look unbeatable right now. I would go to say they may not lose a game until the second or third round, maybe even the Stanley Cup, to be honest. The Pens, upset the Rangers in a triple overtime game, first game of the series. If you're a hockey fan, that is a deep rooted rivalry. And for the Penguins to steal game one in New York in triple overtime, it's got to be brutal for Rangers fans. Thank God I'm a Devils fan, and my season ended early, so I can kind of relax. But that's what happened there. The Hurricanes beat the Bruins even without Freddie Anderson. It looks like the season series that they had of the season sweep of the Bruins holds some weight. The Bruins are in trouble. They have to bounce back. So the Canes are up 1-0. Maple Leafs shut out the two-time defending champions in the Lightning. The Leafs are the real deal too. I think the Lightning are kind of tired from the last two seasons going all the way and winning all that, all those Stanley Cups. They're tired. They need a break. To me, they're done. They could easily bounce back, but to me, I think the Leafs run away with it. The Blues stole a win in Minnesota, which is huge. That's kind of a toss-up series with the Wild in St. Louis. I still don't know who's going to win that series, but stealing game one on the road is huge. The Kings beat the Oilers. One thing about hockey is that Connor McDavid is the next big thing, right? He's like LeBron out of high school, like crown me, blah, 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 blah. Not like he's saying that, but he's the best player in the league talent-wise. And he's like 24 years old. But last year they lost in the first round of the playoffs. This year could be the exact same deal. The Flames won 1-0 over the Stars. And I don't think the Stars compete, but the Flames won 1-0. And the Capitals, we don't really need to talk about the Capitals too much, but they upset
they speak
Panthers.
for themselves. They speak for
Is
themselves.
that a fluke, Nick? Is that a fluke?
I think you can read the note next to it if you want. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, their performance speaks for themselves. Obviously, the greatest team of all time. No bias whatsoever. Greatest scorer of all time. Yeah.
I will say Ovechkin is the greatest scorer of all time. He's going to pass Gretzky. I'm a huge Ovechkin fan. That being said, I will be shocked if they win the series. It seems like Nick already marked them to win the Stanley Cup, but to each their own. Hockey playoffs are insane, man. They could definitely go on a run. They've been the hottest team, I'd say, in my opinion, the last
just
month.
got back. Yeah.
So
you just got to get high at the right time. Yeah. I did watch that Pens Rangers game. My God, dude, that took forever. It was like it was like over 100 shot attempts for each team, but over like 60 shots each on each team. And obviously it's triple OT. It's not like the shootout situation. So they're playing 20-minute periods.
Yeah.
So they played, the players were in the 50 minutes.
They almost played 2 full games, basically.
Almost. It's insane.
Yeah.
But let's get into some money making, MLB slate. We're going to have some picks, put it on Twitter and on our chalkboard as well. But we'll talk about the late games, so you have plenty of time to, listen and get these picks overall. I know you had something for the Yankees at the Blue Jays, and so do I. So why don't you get into your pick first, and then I'll dive right into mine.
Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm a diehard Mets fan. So if I ever pick the Yankees or Yankees player, just know it's never biased whatsoever because I cannot stand the Yankees. But I'm going to, you have to give credit where it's due. Aaron Judge has had 5 home runs in the last 5 games, hit his over bases in the last 7 of 8. He's trying to sign that extension, get that big contract. He's playing like he deserves it. His ISO numbers are good across the board versus Kikuchi here. And yeah, he's 2 for 9 career versus Kikuchi, but Kikuchi last year was night and day compared to this year. In my opinion, he was a stud last year, kind of a sleeper guy to have in your team to pitch, but he's got the righty lefty matchup. And if Kikuchi's going to stay with this poor, pitching play, he does get blown up by righties. So Aaron Judge, you got to ride the hot hand, and it's plus 135 on DraftKings. You have to play that, in my opinion. You have to.
Yep, I'll be there. Kikuchi last year and Chris Flexen on the Mariners, first 5, automatic play. It would always be plus money. It was automatic every time. You usually be able to even get the plus 0.5. Yeah. They were studs, especially in the first 5. They would never win the game. Well, they would win the game, but somehow the Mariners would mess it up as soon as they left. But first 5 last year, system play, not anymore. And we're going the exact opposite right now. Yeah. I'm going minus 0.5 for the Yankees first five at plus 100. For the exact reason. Yankees are super hot. Victor Cortez pitching. Obviously a stud for the Yankees overall. And then Kikuchi is crap. I mean, he's been getting lit up recently. And the Yankees bats are hot as well. So I have no, reservations taking this pick, and I love it overall.
I think you're right on the money. I think Aaron Judge can rope in some RBIs for us. And I think the Yankees can definitely do that. It's a great price too for a team that's probably the hottest team in baseball next to the Mets. But they're pretty good. And I hate saying that. It's like pulling teeth out of me, but they're definitely playing well. Cortez, I think, is their best pitcher, not named Garrett Cole right now. Might even be their best pitcher playing right now with the first few games in sample size. So if you're going to back someone on the Yankees F5, it's going to be Cortez. So I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, most definitely. And I think that's a nice segue into our two-legger, because that's my two-leg pick of the day. I am red hot on MLB. Let's just say that. You're not doing too bad yourself, but I am just like, what?
Appreciate it.
Hit a plus 1,000 parlay last night. No sweat. Easy. Matt, did you bet that? No. Wow. What a friend.
There's a lot going on.
Lost money on your play, and he didn't bet the plus 1,000 parlay. You're lost, bitch. You're lost.
It is my loss. I was happy for you guys. I was happy.
Yeah. No worries. It's all right. We'll win without you. Honestly, you're bad luck. +4 on the Bucks. Are you kidding?
I honestly golfed yesterday and I passed out when I got home. And when I woke up, it was like 7:00, and I was like,
hard work day.
The games are starting.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. All right. I gave you some money back with the Avs first period. I gave you some money back.
Thank God. Yeah, I broke even because of you. Thanks.
Hey, all fun if you didn't lose. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's two-legger of the day. I got Yankees minus 0.5 for the first 5 innings at plus 100 on FanDuel currently. Obviously, shop around, get the best price. Matt, what do you got for your leg? It looks like an empty slot. What are we doing? We waiting until last second?
I couldn't decide. And I got burned by this team earlier in the year, but I am going to go back to the well. It's kind of a juiced play at minus 140, but I don't see how they lose after getting torched 7-1 yesterday. And they have Wainwright on the mound going against Chris Bubich, who is not good. And minus 140, I have to take that line. I really do. The Cardinals are the better team than the Royals. It's Cardinals money line minus 140. You have Wainwright on the mound. Bubich gets blown up. Arenado should go deep. I wouldn't be surprised if O'Neill went deep too. I mean, I think it's 1-1 in the series. This is to win the series. You got Wainwright, your veteran, on the mound. It is a day game though. So, I get worried with these if we can get the podcast out in time.
Well, I thought you were confident Aaron Judge. Make a little same game parlay.
You want to do the same game?
Yeah. Everybody can do a same game.
You know what?
What
Fine.
time is the Cardinals game? What time?
You know what? Fine. We're doing it. Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. It's plus 135 on DraftKings. It's plus 100 on FanDuel. You can do the same game parlay on both. I'll do it. I was scared of the same game parlay because I don't want to go all in on the Yankees. But you know what? Special edition same game parlay. We'll get it done.
From Dick of the Week to our same game parlay, the Yankees are making a comeback. I've got Yankees first 5 minus 0.5 at plus 100 and Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. Currently plus 135 on DraftKings for Matt. That should be a nice little combo. You seen the odds there?
I'm looking it up right now.
You gotta look
so
it up.
Also for our FanDuel users, first half result is the same thing as first 5 minus a half. Sometimes they have different odds for some weird reason.
Yeah, just shop the best odds.
But if you see the first half result, it's the same thing. It means they have to win because they throw a tie in there. So, they have to win without tying. And that is plus 100. Aaron Judge plus 105. If my FanDuel would load, I could tell you what these odds are. But let me see.
Come on, Matt. It's plus 205, obviously. No, that's not how parlays work.
Why is this not loading?
All right, no worries, Matt. Just let us down. Obviously, we're on Spotify as well as Apple Music. If you're listening to us there, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, follow, whatever you have to do in order to continue to get our podcast and notifications. It helps us out tremendously. What do we have there, Matt? Plus 270?
Plus 270.
Yeah, beautiful little parlay.
Plus 270 is our. Has it ever been that high?
I don't remember.
No?
Yeah, I don't remember. It's this high today. Plus 270.
Wait, the Yankees have 27 World Series wins, right?
Oh, God. Here we go. Let's piss off some people. Go ahead. Yep.
No, they have 27 World Series rings. They have 27 rings. Our odds
plus 270.
Plus 270. I'm putting everything on this thing.
That's a sign. No, do not do that. Do not do that. Everybody, do not. If you don't bet responsibly, I will find you and I will hunt you. Yeah. Not Matt, but everybody else.
100%. All right. So you got it. Yankees first 5 result or minus a half plus 100 is Nick's leg, who's also on the hot seat. I know it's been a while, but he's on the hot seat.
I'm pretty sure everybody just got a plus 1,000 parlay yesterday. So
listen, he's still on the hot seat for the podcast. Let him know in the comments. Let him know. He'll get it back. Aaron Judge bases. Our same game parlay is plus 270. Go hit that. We're back. We got more episodes this week. Find us on Apple Music. Find us on Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Our chalkboard. What else?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Let's shamelessly plug everything. Just whatever, anything else. Just everything. Throw it at them. Twitter, Instagram, social media.
100%.
Yeah, all that. We will be back tomorrow and Friday. So 3 episodes, 3 days in a row, mainly because Matt's schedule messed everything up. No worries. We're smashing them all in together. Oh, my God. All right. We got to get out of here. Things are getting weird. But we will see you tomorrow. Best of luck today. Bet responsibly. We'll have some plays on Twitter and Chalkboard. Check us out both there. Let us know if you need anything. And have a great day.
Peace.